It is Monday, folks. How we doing? Happy Monday, start of the week. Probably the worst day of the week for everybody that has to work on a Monday. It's absolutely garbage. But anyway, hopefully your guys' start of the week is going good. And if you're a Steeler fan, you're obviously been looking forward to today. Monday Night Football, folks. Big game against Chicago. We're going for 4 in a row. But anyway, if you're having a garbage day at work, well, hopefully the Steelers can make your night better tonight. Who knows? Again, this is the Steelers we're talking about here. A lot of times we're left heartbroken. A lot of times we are left feeling an overabundance of joy and happiness. That's the way it goes being a Steeler fan. But nonetheless, happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. We're back. So I've been, if you guys follow me on Facebook, follow my page on Facebook at Heintz. I did post something earlier a few days ago that what I was going to do was I was going to do a show Monday. And what I'm going to do, because I didn't talk about anything, I know I didn't do a Steelers-Bears preview Saturday. I didn't do a video Friday, which I was planning to, but things get in the way, things come up, and that's why I put up a post out there. And so what we'll do tomorrow is we're going to just talk about everything that's come out of the week tomorrow. So it's going to be a pretty big show tomorrow. We'll just talk about everything that's been going on. So pretty much kind of what we were going to do Friday, we're just going to implement that into tomorrow. And I guess kind of what we'll kind of be looking forward to going into the week as well. So, but anyway, we're back here. Always could be back on the podcast. I've just been kind of busy with things really since coming back from my Florida trip. So it is what it is. I hope you guys understand that, you know, I do have that set schedule, but there's times, whether it might be a work thing, whether it might just be other stuff in my personal life just popping up. Sometimes you just have to shift things around. That's the way it goes. But once, you know, we become a bigger channel, you know, obviously that will be different. But considering that we're still just kind of starting out and still growing, stuff like that, you just got to do what you got to do. But anyway, I know still no intro yet. I know I haven't really put an intro in my last X amount of videos simply because I'm still in the process of looking for a new song. I've just been really busy, so I'm not really going to hit up the intro until we really find the new thing, and you guys will be like, oh, wow, the new intro. So, no intro yet, folks. No intro yet. 1 second. Nonetheless, we are pretty much just going to be talking going into this Monday Night Football game, guys. That's really what I kind of want to talk about and break down. And I was actually I was trying to go to this game, but it didn't really work out. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the game next Sunday. I would have loved to go to the game tonight. Steelers are rocking the color rush. It's always a lot of fun at primetime Steeler games, man. So everybody going out there, have a great time, be safe, enjoy the game. We're hoping for a win here going into 5-3, heading into next week against the Lions at Heintz Field. But I will be at that one, but sucks I couldn't make it this one, but whatever. Anyway, any of you watching this, have a good time of the game. It should be a fun one tonight. So, going into Monday Night Football here against Chicago, the Steelers are coming in at 4-3, coming off the win against Cleveland. And I was about to say their bye week. I'm like, they just played Cleveland. Coming off their win against Cleveland last week, which was a big win nonetheless. And if you guys missed that, I actually talked about that for about 20 minutes. That's on the channel. That was the last recent show. But Chicago's coming in. What's Chicago's record? What are they? 3-4? Is that Chicago's record? I think they're 3-4, right? Let me look. I don't know why I think they're 3-4. I'm pretty sure. I know Matt Nagy's coming back from the COVID list. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they're 3-4. 3-5. Okay. So they're 3-5. So Bears are coming on 3-5. Chicago, they started off the year, you know, with a couple wins, but they've kind of been kind of falling apart, really. And it's not surprising to me. You have a rookie quarterback that you're starting, and that's the way it goes. You know, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs with rookie quarterbacks. Justin Fields, he hasn't really been anything impressive this year. I feel like by the week, he's kind of gaining, you know, more ground, and he's kind of settling in, but he hasn't done anything really impressive. But but it's his rookie season, and I don't really think he's in the best system. I'm not a big fan of Matt Nagy and really what Chicago kind of runs. I don't think there's a lot of Bear fans out there that are big fans either. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're a Bears fan in the comments section on that. But from what I see, at least, I don't think there's a lot of Matt Nagy fans amongst the Bears population and community. But I like Justin Fields. I liked him coming out of college. I still do think he has a high ceiling, and I think that it's definitely possible that he can be, the guy the Bears have kind of been having a very, very, very hard time trying to find at quarterback. But the Bears, they just, they have talent on defense, but there's no Khalil Mack tonight. There's no Eddie Jackson. I believe Darnell Mooney's playing. They've had a couple guys that have been on the injury report, but those are really two big names for them that are out tonight. So that's obviously huge. But with Justin Fields, I mean, he's had some problems turn over the ball. The Bears haven't really been the best at protecting him and giving him time. Allen Robinson's been a zero factor all season. They do have a nice running tandem with Khalil Herbert. David Montgomery's going to be back tonight. So they do have things going there. Like I said, Chicago's defense has some talented guys, but Chicago's defense is nothing to rave about. It's really taken a step down over the last couple years from where we saw them in 2018. They just haven't really gotten back to that point. Like I said, they got some nice talent, but overall as a collective unit, there's nothing really that stands out to me with them as a defense this year, all things considered. So what are you going to do? So the Steelers are favored, I believe, by -7. I believe that's a spread for the game. The over-under's at 40 points total. Steelers are favored by, I think, 320, -320 money line. So the thing is with these games, a crazy stat. The Steelers have not beaten Chicago since 2005. Mike Tomlin, Chicago is one, I think, of 3 teams, I think, that Tomlin hasn't won against. So that better change tonight. Heintz Field's can be rocking, everything like that, but when you really look at the Bears, there's really nothing there. Obviously, they get things going with their running aspect, but I think, kind of contain Fields in the pocket. He can run a little bit. You got to be careful there. But I really think with how the direction the Steelers have been going, we know the Steelers' defense is a top defense. We know, I don't really need to get in all that because we all know that. The offense has been the crucial point all year long, and it's been, okay, we know this is a defensive team, but the offense, how is the offense going to do based off last year to this year? That's really been the whole storyline, really for their season this year, has been the offensive production. Now, the last 3 games or so, we've seen a lot of improvement from the Steelers' offensive line. We've seen a lot of movement, a lot of physicality, a lot of push up front. That's why Najee Harris has really been running the ball a lot better as well. He's been getting a lot of holes. That's something that it seems like by the week, them as a unit, offensively as a whole, but the offensive line in general is kind of clicking and gelling and improving by the week. And that's what you want to see, especially as you're in the middle half of the season right now and things like that. So that's definitely a very promising sign. So I definitely am expecting that to continue to grow. I think Najee Harris has a very nice game, being able to run the ball. I know last week the Steelers only scored 15. They would have scored over 20 if Boswell didn't get hurt, but he's playing tonight, which is great news. So hopefully no hanky-panky Tomlin. Hopefully no calls like that. I like Tomlin, guys. I do. Yes, I have my criticism, but what coach don't you have criticism with? It's the way it is. But that was terrible last week. That was terrible. And I'm not going to lie, last week, yes, it was a terrible decision, but when Boswell got laid out like that and drilled, I honestly did laugh because it's kind of funny, like, just seeing, like, when you just see a kicker, who's never out there making a play like that, and they just get hammered. I'm glad he's okay, generally speaking. I would never want any kicker to get hurt, but I think just when you see a kicker out there and just take a huge hit, it's like, holy smokes, and at the same time, it's just kind of like, oh my god, like, it's kind of like makes you chuckle a little bit. Like they're like, that's what happens. That's what happens. So I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's playing tonight. And like I said, if any kicker, obviously you don't want an injury on anybody. I'm just saying it's just kind of funny when you see a punter or kicker or things like that, just kind of get, I don't know how you want to say it. Just pretty much really be a part of the reality of really what's going on in the game there. I guess that's what you want to say. But anyway, Boswell's back, which is great. I definitely think, like I said, that's really the aspect of the game tonight. I expect the Steelers defense to feast tonight. The Bears can't protect Justin Fields. I'm expecting 4+ sacks tonight. I think we see 1 or 2 turnovers. At least I think the defense balls. Now, the thing is, the Steelers got to move the ball. The Steelers have to be able to, win those third down conversions, man. Be able to, if you're at a 3rd 1, you're at a 3rd and 2, Harris, and that's one thing I noticed last week. It was like 3rd and 5. I forget what drive it was, but it was like 3rd and 5. They handed off to Harris, and he just went about for the first down. They ran all over the Browns. So, like I said, that's getting better each week, which is great. The O-line play, Ben's been protected better the last couple games, which is good. So that's what you want to see as an offense is you're getting better by the week, especially this point in the year. So, really, offensively, I like to see the Steelers try to take some opportunities down the field, especially with Eddie Jackson out. Target some of that secondary down there. I'd love to see Claypool have a big game. I think he will be involved in a big way. I think Claypool pops off and has a pretty nice game on Monday night. Deontay, I think will get open in the middle of the field. He's so good at separation. So I think that's what it is. Get some shots downfield, win those 3rd down conversions. Continue to keep a clean game. Ben's been playing a clean game the last 3-4 games. And just continue to get Harris the ball rolling, man. Continue to get that O-line gelling. Continue to create those gaps for Harris. And that's what I'm saying. That's going to make Big Ben that much more productive as a quarterback. Because we know this offense isn't an offense that's just going to win in a freaking shootout offensive slugfest. It's not going to happen. But if the offense just does enough, doesn't turn the ball over, capitalizes on some of the opportunities that the defense will give them, the offense can just do enough for the Steelers to win double-digit games and be a playoff team. That's really all you need. At this point in Ben's career, he can't do it all on himself like how he has before. He needs that other element, and that's what I'm saying. The running game's getting better by the week. That continues to roll, continues to flourish, continues to keep it going, pushing that ball. That's going to make Ben that much better. You're going to be able to get that play action. You're going to be able to get the sweeps in. You're going to be able to get some more opportunities in the open down the field more. So that's what needs to happen. Those are things I want to see tonight. Now, key aspects for the Steelers to win this game tonight. Number one, get some good field position. Okay, let the defense, like I said, I think the defense is going to feast. Defense, get some good field position, whether it's from a turnover, whether it's from, just lack of offensive productivity because you're shutting Fields down, you're getting to them, getting that pressure, things like that, and you're giving the offense middle of the field position, somewhere along those lines. So field position for the offense, I think, is one thing. I think number 2, continue to get Najee Harris in the run game going and really just let that open up the field for Big Ben tonight and see that. Number 3, I know this was kind of a part of number 1, but get that pressure on Justin Fields. Let the defense eat tonight. Try to get 1 or 2 turnovers, and hopefully the offense can convert. I think those are really big aspects in regards of the Steelers winning this game. Now, some things I think you need to watch out about. Yes, we know Khalil Herbert has been playing well. David Montgomery, the Bears running game, they're able to run block fairly well compared to their pass protection. So I think, watch some of those guys coming out of the backfield. Watch maybe some of those, those wheel routes possibly that you could see Fields connect with down the field. I think those are things to watch out for. But those are my 3 takeaways in regards of the Steelers winning big tonight, man. If I'm predict the final score here, 24-14 is my final score. Steelers get the win. Now, if I'm going to say this from Chicago's standpoint, right, I think what Chicago needs to do, obviously, yes, you want your aspect of the running game to thrive tonight if you're Chicago, right? Aspect of the run game to thrive tonight. You want to be able to get your pass rush to Big Ben. And I think if Justin Fields has those opportunities to make some plays down the middle of the field, I think that's going to be a recipe of success for Chicago. Now, will it happen? I think going against the Steelers defense, the Steelers are 22-4 against rookie quarterbacks under Tomlin and Big Ben. It's not very favorable. It's not very in Justin Fields, it's not the odds aren't great. But if I'm going to put this in a Bears perspective, I think those are some key aspects in regards of what can help them win that game. Get pressure on Big Ben, really kind of make that offense more one-elemented. And if Justin Fields can take advantage of some of the openings that might be down the field, because the secondary, the Steelers have good guys in secondary, but the thing is, the secondary has had some inconsistencies throughout the year, and it definitely has had some holes. They've been beat sometimes. So if Justin Fields sees those opportunities there, which I'm sure there probably will be a couple, that can be a problem. But I think at the end of the day, I think the Steelers, I think the Steelers really kind of control this game pretty well for the most part. I think we're going to see the offense score. Like I said, this isn't an offense that I think is going to be scoring a ton of points, but I think this is the game. If you're going to pick a game for the offense to pop off, this is it. I think the Steelers get about, like I said, I have them with 24 points. I think they get around that range. I think we see Big Ben, play a clean game mostly. I think Harris gets rolling still because it's just getting better by the week, and I just think that they're going to keep that ball rolling, and I think not having Mack there, not having Jackson in the back, and just the Steelers defense probably being able to give the offense some opportunities in field position, I think that will help out the Steelers getting that win tonight. Now, I'm going to go over a little stat line here, man, going into the game. This isn't going to be a long episode. Usually my previews aren't too long. I just kind of talk about some key opponents, and I'll just kind of maybe make some predictions and talk about what we can see. But if I'm make some stat line predictions here, man. Now, actually, on FanDuel and DraftKings, I actually have a good amount of bets. Yesterday, you can thank all the freaking underdogs winning yesterday. That was a complete disaster, I think, for everybody. So tonight, I'm trying to redeem myself. A lot of my bets are heavily around Harris. But I think if we're going to make a stat line here, I'm going to say Big Ben. I don't think he's going to throw the ball a ton. I say Big Ben throws the ball maybe like in the low 30s. I think Big Ben plays well, a clean game. I think Ben will probably get around 240-some passing yards around there. I say he throws 2 TDs. I think Najee Harris gets in the end zone. I think Najee Harris is going to get over 100 scrimmage yards. 100 rushing yards, I could see it, but I'm going to take the under. I'm going to say he maybe gets around a little bit over 80 in the 90, but I think nonetheless he gets over 100 scrimmage yards. He gets in the end zone. Freiermuth grabs a touchdown. Claypool gets a tutty. Chase Claypool, I say 5 receptions. I'm going to say 60-some yards with a tutty. Deontay, I say about 7 catches for about 90-some yards maybe. Freiermuth, I think, gets a little bit over 30 yards, maybe 3-4 grabs. One guy I'd like to see more implemented, and I don't understand this. I don't really understand why they're using Ray McCloud the way they are. Where's James Washington, man? I don't understand. James Washington, if James Washington's your number 3 wide receiver, I honestly think you're sitting pretty well at a wide receiver core. So I would like to see James Washington implemented much more into this offense because I think the guy deserves it. I think the guy can ball. I think he can play well. I think he's a reliable guy in regards of catching passes. Sure, I don't think he's quite up there with the Deontay and Claypool in regards to their skill set, but I think James Washington, when given the opportunities, is definitely a guy that can make plays. And I think every Steeler fan will probably tell you that. So let's see James Washington more implemented in this offense and not really so much Ray McCloud, okay? I'm okay with Ray McCloud, man, if you want to use him as a sweep or a decoy or something like that, or maybe, a slant in the open field. I don't know. But James Washington needs to be much more utilized. I'd love to see that tonight. I'd love to. Zach Gentry is definitely earning himself playing time based off of last week. He had a really nice first down grab, and he's a big element in regards of a pass-blocking tight end, man. Big Ben talked about it on his press conference. He reminds him of Matt Spaeth. If you guys remember Matt Spaeth was a great blocking tight end, team player, utilized a lot in the running game back when Bell was there and even before Bell. Sure, he could get open from time to time if they roll him out, and I think that's a role with Gentry. I don't really see a role for Eric Ebron, to be honest with you, man. You got a guy like Pat Freiermuth who is emerging by the week, who's a red zone target for Ben, reliable hands, And you got Gentry as well, who can block, who can, if you roll him out, he can make a play to move the chains. Eric Ebron can make some catches, but he has some of the worst hands in the league. He doesn't block, and this isn't a knock on him, but he's just not really. I just don't really see him being utilized over really what Fryermuth's doing and what over Gentry brings. And I'm not saying Gentry's better than Ebron, but at least Gentry brings a different element to the run game that Eric Ebron can't do. And that's what the Steelers are doing. And that's what they're going to be doing in their future, too, is building the offense around Harris. And Ebron, I just don't think fits that. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. But he's out tonight. So I think Gentry's a guy that's going to continue to get more time. I believe this is his third or fourth year in the league, I think. So it's about time Gentry is getting those opportunities. But I love to see James Washington get more implemented, man. I like to see... I don't really understand the Kalen Ballage stuff. I swear, every time Kalen Ballage is in there, he gets negative yards. There's no productivity from him, and I don't think it's all of his fault. But I think the Steelers need to do better in regards of once they bring Harris out, utilizing who they're putting in on whatever down, whether it's McFarland, Snell, or Ballage. You got to figure that out. I'm sorry. And by the way, where's Derek Watt at? Where's Derek Watt at? When it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and goal, 2nd and goal, 1st and goal, where's Derek Watt at? You're paying this guy $9 million over 3 years, and he's not even playing. Which I didn't understand the signing anyway, because they never used fullbacks. They never have. I think it was just definitely a TJ Watt kind of thing. Oh, cool, let's bring his brother in. Some fan service. Okay. But I mean, can we see that, please? Please. If it's 3rd and goal at the 1, can you hand it off to him? I love to see it. But I definitely think so. I think the offense is going to be balanced throughout this game. I think the Steelers will kind of control this game for the most part. I think the defense plays well. I think the defense eats tonight. I think Ben plays. I think Ben will continue to kind of make smarter decisions than what he was early in the year. And I think we see Harris continuing to go. So it's exciting. It'll be fun. 24-14 Steelers with the dub tonight. If you didn't place your bets tonight, though, definitely, I mean, I hit the over on 82 rushing yards for Najee Harris. I have him a lot of my parlays. I have a couple single bets. I think there was one odds boost on FanDuel, over 100 rush yards for Harris, and the Steelers win. I hit that bad boy, so I don't know, man. I think that's really what we're going to be seeing from this game. I think, like I said, I think Fields, he'll make some plays on his feet. A couple plays here. I could see the running backs. I could see Herbert making some plays. But at the end of the day, I don't really think Chicago's going to have an easy time getting the ball down the field. I don't think Fields is going to have an easy time getting time in that pocket, man. The Steelers defense, man, when they're healthy, they're a top unit in the league. There's no question. And I think Fields is going to be in for a long day in regards of being on the ground. I could see 1-2 turnovers, maybe more than that. I don't know. But it hasn't been really looking good for Chicago lately, and really with how other opposing defenses has been playing Chicago, I think the Steelers are going to feast on D. But that's going to wrap it up here, guys, for Steelers-Bears preview. Like I said, these usually aren't too long of videos for my Steelers previews and stuff like that, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. Just trying to keep growing the channel, keep reaching sports fans. Doesn't matter if you're a Pittsburgh fan, doesn't matter if you're a fan of whoever. It doesn't matter. Even if you're a Cleveland fan, it doesn't matter. We're all here for a good time, man. We're all just here to talk sports, interact, be opinionated, and have a good time with one another, man. So thank you all for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. We'll just kind of we'll be recapping the game, but we'll also be talking about everything else coming out of the weekend in sports as well. So tune in for tomorrow, guys. We'll be back, but thank you always for your support. Have a good rest of your Monday. Enjoy the Steeler game if you're going to be watching it. If you're a Steeler fan, here we go, Steelers. Let's hit it 4 in a row. Let's hit 5-3 going into next week against Detroit. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. All right, take care.